In a worship setting, like the goal isn't for people to simply just sit there and watch.
One other aspect of worship that oftentimes is confused in modern worship is because the worship leader is up on stage and we are down as a congregation in the seats. It almost has it reminds our brains instinctively think concert, and we think, we see the worship band on stage, the lead singer and all of the instruments playing, and it's almost as if they are singing to us in the congregation. But correct me if I'm wrong here, but that's not really the biblical picture, is it?
No, not at all. And I mean, even in that sense of the praise team being up on stage, like I know there are different models in different churches of how that takes place. But when you do have a scenario where the praise team is on stage, our focus is not for them to be worshiping us or for their focus to even be on us, in that sort of sense. I think about a rock concert where you have this the band in the middle and stuff. And when people get into it because they love the music, they start putting their hands up and they're like, and just going crazy or whatever. But a lot of times, like their hands are towards the musicians and towards the band, because in a sense they're sort of worshiping that band, or even like just like showing like appreciation and love for the song. But like that all goes to the band. Like it's they're singing a song about whatever, but it's about the band, about the music that they're playing and stuff like that. Our goal, when and I think that's why worship leader is a very fitting title. Our goal to on stage is not to have any of that, but so that we can point to God, so that we can lead the whole body, again, this unifying aspect in worship of God. And when we see hands go up and all these different sort of things, like I really hope that those aren't towards the praise team. That's like my goal is for the hands to go up for to whom we're singing, right? To God, because He is worthy of all the worship. So when we're up there and we're leading and guiding others, because some people may not feel comfortable in singing, they may not know the song or anything like that, and we are here to help them and bring them to a place where they can just be free to worship God through music. And so when we then express our worship, when we then lift our voices and whatever means, if that includes raising our hands as well, that should all be geared towards God, because that is why we're playing. That is why we're singing, to make Him known, to make Him greater, to sing about Him, to encourage one another, and praise Him for the life that we have through Christ. And so in contrast to a rock concert where when all the hands go up, it's all focused on the band and the music that they're doing. When a worship team or when a praise team is singing and playing a song, their focus is all on God, and their desire is, at least I hope, my desire is that when we do that we're leading others in worship of God, that we are pointing others to Him. Like we want to be a means through which others can worship God without distractions. We don't want to be a distraction, nor do we want to be the focus of a worship service, but we want to be the means through which others can more fully worship God in truth.
And I think one of the effects here, if we understand that dynamic that you just described rightly, one of the effects would be part of a concert environment is that the band or the choir or the chorus or whoever is the one doing the performing, and we're simply listening and enjoying. Whereas in a worship setting, that's not the picture either, correct?
Yeah, I mean, so in a worship setting, like the goal isn't for people simply just sit there and watch. Like again, if we're going back to this idea that singing to God, worshiping Him through music is a biblical example and even a biblical command, then what we're trying to do is for all of us to lead us in that, to be obedient to God's command to worship Him through music. And so when we are up there on stage singing, our intent is never for us just to be singing. Our intent is for the whole body of the whole church to get together in one voice and worship God.